Well, it's June 11th. We just got back from a week at the beach, and you never know what you're going to come home to. So this is a quick update on what's going on in the garden. The hill of perennials and annuals is looking great when we got home. That tomato plant has been decimated by those worms. They kind of taken it over. I don't see any on there right now. Fish pond is looking good. I pulled some of the parrot's feather out last night. I'm going to pull some more out today. I've got to clean this out. My cypress vine has gotten overwhelmed by, well, that weed right there, and by the black-eyed Susan vine. I planted this black-eyed Susan vine about 5 years ago, and it comes back every year, and I usually let some grow. It'll be up on top of the trestle here before long. This is zucchini I planted right before we left. Looks like the marigolds need to be deadheaded. This cucumber's coming along. A lot of weeds in here. I'll have to take care of that. And this is that tomato plant that's had those worms on it. It's going to come back, but it's not going to have nearly the tomatoes that we used to have. This is a flower bed from the dollar store seeds, wild flower seeds. And as you can see, we've got some blooming. A little sunflower back there. The sunflowers here is over my head. The 4 o'clocks, they've taken over again. The baby goldfish. This is a variety called Gypsy. Yellow bell pepper. Somebody has gotten the bell peppers this week that were on this plant. Another cucumber plant coming along. The tomatoes are, of course, coming out of their baskets. Pretty sunflower back there. But here's the beauty I came home to, this lotus plant. Again, I got this about 5 years ago. It's come back every year. Really pretty. They only bloom for one day, but look at all the blooms coming on here. And again, I'm going to have to pull some of that 4 o'clock back there out. This is a sunken bathtub. This is also where the water lily is, and I need to really plant that somewhere else because it's getting shaded out from this lotus. The first planting of sweet corn has some ears of corn on it, tasseled out nicely. The carrots are starting to bolt, so those are going to, the ones that have bolted will be nice horse food. The onions, they're going to be ready in a week or so. You can see them dying back. It's going to be a pretty good crop. The yellow squashes over there hasn't been picked very often. It looks like something has been eating this. It's kind of wilted and dead looking. And the spinach has gone to bolt. That'll be chicken food. Watermelon called Jubilee has a few blooms on it. Going to be a few weeks before we get a watermelon. And this is the last planting of sweet corn. And kind of a panoramic view here of the perennial and annual flower garden. The hill was inundated with this weed. You can't pull this weed to kill it. It spreads by underground roots. I took 2 years to kill off all of this on that hill, and finally have been pretty successful. The canna lilies here are blooming really well. They get terrible lily worms here. This is Japanese beetle. I haven't seen any of those around here for a long time. That one's mating, so as soon as I turn this video off, sayonara. Little lightning bug on here too. I think the chickens, I let the chickens out almost every evening for a couple hours. I think they've done a really good job of helping me with Japanese beetles over the years. As you can see, this leaf here has the worm inside it, as does this one. There's really no other way to get rid of that other than Sevin dust. My strawberries still have black spot on them. I've used a fungicide several times to no avail, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get rid of that, but I do want to get rid of it before it spreads into the others. Potatoes. This is the red over here. You can see they're ready to go. Yukon Gold are still growing a little bit. And that's what they look like down on the ground. This is going to be dinner tonight. Ah, there's one. Just enough for fresh potatoes for dinner. You have to be careful here in the south because these potatoes will die back and then they'll start growing again. And you've got to be pretty vigilant to get them out right away. So I'll probably harvest the rest of these over the next week or so as fresh potatoes. You only get fresh potatoes once a year, so I love to have those. We'll probably have some 2 or 3 nights this next week. Well, there we are. Garden update 6/11/2017. Thanks for watching. Looks like I have some weeding to do.